Will you be joining the picket line today? Are you out on strike?
Yeah, I'm absolutely out on strike today. I didn't want to be here. I'm here in my work uniform because I am waiting for a text message from the BMA, from the governments, from Rishi Sunak, from the Prime Minister saying that we value your labor, we value your workforce, your contribution to the health and welfare of the society, and so that we can just go back to work. I work in A&E. I love working in A&E. I love working in the NHS. This is a pay dispute, and I'm a rank and file member of the British Medical Association. I have full faith in my union to negotiate on our behalf, and they're fighting for us, and I know that they are. We've lost over 30% of our pay in the last 15 years, our consultants even more. We are seeing hemorrhaging levels of NHS staff leaving the health service, going to Australia, going to New Zealand, going to Canada. And it's just becoming far too difficult to work in the NHS right now. But beyond the pay dispute component of this is very much also about a fight for the NHS. And we saw that, hearing from a lot of the consultants that are on strike as well. 10 years ago, you guys had the #1 healthcare system on the planet. It's a remarkable achievement. No other country in the world was delivering better quality healthcare for a bargain price. And patients know this. Patients remember what it was like 10 years ago when they tried to get a GP appointment. It took them 24 to 48 hours. They went to A&E. It took them under 4 hours. Cancer referral under 2 weeks. The waiting list dramatically lower. Now what we're seeing, patients are suffering on the longest waiting list in NHS history. It's 7.6 million people now. That was just announced yesterday. They are waiting 2 weeks to see their GP. They are waiting, months to start cancer treatment. This is the 6th wealthiest country on the planet. This is unacceptable.
In the run-up to winter, Steve Barclay has particularly highlighted that. He says he's worried about the impact of strikes over the months ahead. Are you worried about the impact on patients this winter if strikes do continue?
I'm always worried about the impact on patient care. We've seen year after year our winter crisis. Every single year, it gets worse and worse and worse, to the point now where 500 patients die every single week in this country from preventable delays accessing NHS emergency care. Even on a normal day in the NHS, when there's no strike action, patients are not safe. We don't have safe staffing on our wards. £400 billion being stolen from the NHS budgets over the last decade. No plan for NHS staff, no plan for NHS social care. They promised us 40 new hospitals. They promised us they were going to fix social care. They promised us 350 million a week for the NHS on the side of the Brexit bus. Every single promise that this government makes, they never follow through on, ever. And so, despite all of us within the healthcare community trying to speak up for patients over the last decade, trying to say that patients are being harmed, this is unacceptable here in the 6th wealthiest country on the planet. We need to have a change. They refuse to listen. Now people are using private healthcare because they're forced into it. They're being held hostage by a government that refuses to invest in the NHS, refuses to fix the main problems of the NHS. A government that is allergic to the word retention. They don't want to talk about staff retention. And it is so sad as a clinician on the front line witnessing this. Can I be brutally honest with you? I don't believe that the British people are safe with this government running the NHS. I firmly believe that. They have allowed the system to go from the best in the world 10 years ago to among the worst in Europe now. I think that's just awful, and they do not deserve to look after the NHS any longer.
OK, well, Dr. Andrew Meyerson, thanks very much indeed for coming in and sharing your views with us this morning.
Thank you so much.